Let's take a look at the law and gospel of Korah's rebellion from Numbers chapter 16 and 17. So in this story, this is a tough story. We see a number of things. First of all, God has set up authorities for order. He's established the authorities, all the government officials, family adults. He set that all up for our blessing. Now, nobody's perfect in that, but God tells us to honor them as we would honor God. Grumbling, which the people did against authorities, is a sin. It's an open disobedience. Even if we don't go up against them, just having a sinful mind like that, that's sinful too. Rebellion, it's a severe sin. God punished it severely in our story, like wow. But we also see that even if we don't get a big punishment like that, like the earth opening up, rebelling against authority tends not to be good even for our lives here. It tends to set us up for consequences where the governing authorities can punish us or we can't work well with others. It just is a disaster if people are in anarchy in their lives. And finally, the final law is that the only time to disobey authority is when they command disobeying God. That's called civil disobedience. So if the government or a parent or a teacher tells you to do something that God tells you not to do, or tells you not to do something that God tells you to do, you have to disobey, but you still do it in the best possible way. So if a government says you can't tell people about Jesus, well, you have to disobey that. You need to tell people about Jesus, but you're not going to do it in a way that say, well, now I don't have to listen to the traffic laws or anything else. You just need to do what God has commanded you to do. That's the law. Now, the good news we find in this story, and it's maybe tougher to find, is that God has given us authorities for our blessing. Moses and Aaron were patient and tried to call Korah and the people back. They guided and protected the people. Those authorities, whether that's at home or in church or in the government, are designed for our blessing. God is patient and forgives rebellion in Jesus. God was trying to do the right thing, gave them a chance to come and give them the answer and assure them who was supposed to be an authority. God took his time. He finally had to punish them, but he was patient. He wanted to bring them back. And in Jesus, for all our rebellious times, we are forgiven as well. Jesus never rebelled, but was punished as a rebel by the government and his heavenly Father, so we are treated as God's children. I mean, Jesus, he followed every authority. He respected every authority. He only disobeyed when he had to, but he respected the church authorities even though they wanted to kill him. He respected the Roman authorities even though they did kill him. He respected his parents even though he was God and they were not. He did that, but yet at the end of his life, he was treated as if he was a rebel and punished on the cross, and even God forsook him as if he had rebelled against him. He did that so we are forgiven, and God sees us as being perfect, obedient followers of all authorities, especially him. That's what Jesus has done for us. So let's summarize the law and gospel in this story. People do not want to follow authority. They rebel and bring trouble to themselves in this world. That includes us. Jesus allowed himself to be treated as a rebel, so we are forgiven. This is the law and gospel of Korah's rebellion.